Welcome back to my channel Kishore Sir Ki Pathshala. We are doing chapter number 6 tissues of ninth Cbse. Let's see today's section. Let's understand what is epidermis. The word epidermis, if you see, is nothing but it's a Greek word, right? Which means over skin. Something over skin is epidermis. It is the outer layer of the cell which is called as epidermis. Okay, that will be the outer layer, protective layer. The epidermis is usually made up of a single layered cell. If you see this, it is made up of single layered cell, that is epidermis. In some plants living in dry habitat, if the plants are in the dry habitat, the epidermis may be thicker, right? In that case, it will be thick enough. Okay, since the protection against the water loss is critical. Okay, if you see in the dry area, the water conservation is very important. So that's the reason the epidermis will be thicker. The entire surface of the plant has an outer covering of the epidermis. See, the entire surface has got a covering of epidermis. It protects the plants. It protects all parts of plants. Right? The protection is been given by epidermis. Now let's see the structure of epidermis in plant. How is the structure? Now the epidermal cell on the aerial parts of the plants often secrete a waxy water resistance layers on their outer surface, right? So you'll see that a waxy water resistant layer is being secreted. So for what it is? This helps in protection against the loss of water, right? Mechanical injuries and also invasion by the parasitic fungi. Okay, so the protection has been given against loss of water, mechanical injury, and any parasites may attack. So that protection is also given by epidermis. Since it has a protection role to play, what you see is that cells of epidermal tissues form a continuous layer. It has got a continuous layer. You will see that a continuous layer is formed without intercellular spaces. So there are no intercellular spaces. Without that, this layer has been formed. Most epidermal cells are relatively flat. If you see this, the flatness will be there. Often their outer and the side walls are thicker than the inner walls. Outer walls are thicker for protection purpose and this all. Okay, than the inner walls. Then let's see what we understand by stomata. You might have come across this word stomata. Stomatas are nothing but these are the small pores, okay, in the epidermis of the leaf. Small pores will be there in the epidermis of the leaves, and these pores are called as stomata. Small pores will be there. If you see under a microscope, you'll see that the small pores are there, and these are the stomata. Stomatas are nothing but these are enclosed by two kidney shaped structures, okay, cells called as guard cells. So these are the guard cells are there. They are necessary for exchanging of what? Exchange of gases do take place with the atmosphere with this guard cell. Here you see the structure. Okay, these are the guard cells. These are the guard cells. The guard cells allows the exchange of gases. Also, you see the process of transpiration. Transpiration is nothing but the loss of water from the leaves. Okay, in the form of water vapors also take place through stomata. So stomata is a very important structure in the leaves. Now let's see the epidermal cells of the roots. Now as we have already discussed that epidermal layer will be throughout the plant body, it is also present on the roots. The epidermal cells of the roots, whose function is what? Is water absorption. So it has to absorb water. See this, water absorption is the main function. So commonly bear a long hair-like structure, which is called as the root hair. What it happens? It is there because it greatly increases the total absorption surface area. Right? The surface area increases. As the surface area increases, then what will happen? The absorption of water will also increase, right? As the surface area increases, the absorption of water will also increase. Now let's see epidermis in desert plants. How this epidermis is. Desert plants have a thick waxy coating of cutin. It is a chemical substance, right, with waterproofing quality on their epidermis to prevent what? Again, the water loss through transpiration and evaporation. So in desert, you know that water is a very important factor. So to prevent the loss of water by the process of transpiration and evaporation, this cutin coating is there. Okay. Now let's see how this cutin helps in protection of this water. Desert plants live in hot environment with little water. So the water is very important factor here. So they have evolved adaptation to help them survive. So that is the adaptation. The waxy coating of cutin acts as a waterproof covering that helps desert plant retain moisture and avoid drying out. After that, let's see, is the outer layer of a branch of a tree different from the layer of the young stem? What you all think? As plant grows older, right, then what will happen? The outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. The changes will happen. A strip of secondary meristem located in the cortex forms a layer of cells which constitute as the cork. Cells of the cork are dead and compactly arranged. So these are the dead cells. They are compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. So intercellular spaces are absent. They also have a substance called as suberin in their walls that makes them impervious to gases and water. Right. So what will happen? The gases and water will not be exchanged as such. Okay. Complex tissue types of permanent tissue. So complex tissue, which is also a type of permanent tissue. Complex tissues are made of more than one type of cells. So these are not a single type of cells. These are the more than one type of cells are there. That's the reason they are the complex tissues. All these cells coordinate to perform a common functions. Means coordination will be there of different type of cells to perform a common function. So we know that xylem and phloem are example of such common tissues. They are both conducting tissues. They conduct xylem, it conducts water, phloem, it conducts food. They are both conducting tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. A vascular tissue is a distinctive feature of the complex plants. Then let's talk about xylem. Xylem consists of what? It consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. If you see the structures here, see here, xylem parenchyma is there outside, okay, which has got nucleus, cytoplasm, and the vessels are there, okay, xylem fibers are there, and tracheids are there. Tracheids and vessels have thick walls, and many are dead cells when mature. Okay, many becomes dead cell when matures. Tracheids and vessels are tubular structures. See here, tube-like structures are there. Okay, these allow them to transport water and minerals. Okay, so the transportation part is taken by this xylem, tracheids and vessels. Okay, and it is been done vertically. The xylem parenchyma stores food. Xylem fibers are mainly supportive in nature. Right. So the support system has been given by the xylem fibers. Now let's see what is phloem all about. Phloem, as we all know, it helps in the transportation of food from the leaves to the other parts of the plants. So phloem is made up of 5 types of cells, which are those. These are sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and the phloem parenchyma. Here you see the structure, you see the sieve plate is there, sieve tube is there, and the phloem parenchyma, companion cells are there. Sieve tubes are tubular cells with perforated walls, right? There will be a perforation, there will be a little small holes will be there, that is the perforation. Phloem transports food from the leaves to other parts of the plants. Except phloem fibers, other phloem cells are living cells. So we have seen the complex tissues also that are nothing but the xylem and phloem. I'm sure you have understood today's section. So kindly like, subscribe my channel Kishore Sir Ki Pathshala for more informative videos.